On the first day of his new job, Tsukasa Mizugaki rushes to Terminal Service Number 1, which is one of the officers in Psy-Corp, where he is taught about gift-year and roids who survive on synthetic souls for a maximum lifespan of 9 years and 4 months. Tsukasa is partnered with Eiler, a giftier who is highly regarded in the office and famous for a wide knowledge of herbs and tea. The two are led out by Tsukasa's trainer Michiru Kinoshima and her partner Zack. Zack retrieves a giftier as a demonstration of their job for Tsukasa, and Michiru explains their job to him. Not long after, Tsukasa and Eiler are assigned a mission to retrieve Nina, a child-type giftier owned by an old woman named Chizu Shirohana. After multiple tries, Eiler is unable to persuade Chizu to talk to them, which makes Tsukasa doubt her abilities. She finally manages to win a chance to talk with Nina, and Chizu overhears Nina giving her consent to be taken away so as not to cause trouble for Chizu, whom she loves dearly. Chizu, realizing she had not considered Nina's feelings in the matter, finally allows Nina to be taken away, and thanks Tsukasa when he apologizes. Tsukasa meets Yasutaka Hanada, a spotter and a 10-year veteran at Terminal Service Number 1, whose aloof behavior surprises him, as well as annoys his partner Sherry. When Yasutaka asks him about how he got the job, Tsukasa reveals that his father is a friend of one of the higher-ups in the company, who decided to help him after he failed his entrance exams. After another failed attempt at retrieving and a scolding from Michiru, Tsukasa takes the blame despite it being Eiler who caused the problem. Back in the office, he is prompted by a message about her and heads to the unit testing room, where he meets Hiru Miru and Mikijiro Tetsuguro, who are measuring Eiler's physical skills. Tsukasa asks Eiler about the physical training, and she tells him of her belief that she is holding him back because of all the time she spent off the field. Because of this, Tsukasa decides to do the negotiating with giftier owners instead of Eiler, in spite of the fact that it isn't what a spotter does. The next day, he begins putting together his own manual about owner negotiations and is assisted by Michiru and Zack. Once he is finished, he comes across Yasutaka, who learns about Eiler's visits to the unit testing room and remarks the pointless nature of those visits, explaining that Eiler's physical capabilities are on a consistent decline that cannot be fixed, a characteristic of giftier. Later on, Tsukasa and Eiler successfully retrieve the giftier they were previously assigned to, while Kazuki Kuwanomi, an experienced spotter, and Yasutaka talk about Eiler's lifespan, which is set to expire in less than 2,000 hours, giving her less than 3 months to live. Tsukasa is assigned to live with Eiler in the company dormitory, a rule mandated for all marksman and spotter duos in Terminal Service Number 1. However, he is unsettled by the fact that Eiler repeatedly ignores him there. At Terminal Service Number 1, he confides to other employees about the problem, although their individual suggestions fail miserably at helping him attract her attention. Finally, Kazuki approaches Tsukasa about the problem and tells him she ignores other people during her personal time, not just him. She then tells him to take Eiler out some easier if he wants some interaction with her. Following through with the suggestion, he successfully asks Eiler to accompany him to a shopping mall. There, they go to a herb shop and to buy some more time. Tsukasa asks Eiler to help him pick out some herbs as a present to a person who he unintentionally describes as being a lot like her. Afterwards, they go to a nearby amusement park, where Tsukasa admits the person he was describing was Eiler herself. When he says he did this to make some memories with her about their partnership, she emotionally shuts down and tells him that she was not built to play at an amusement park, which shocks him. When Eiler runs off, he purchases a keyring pendant from the amusement park and gives it to her at their dorm room, telling her she can throw it away if she doesn't want it. She also apologizes apprehensively about her escape, and even though Hiru had previously told Tsukasa that Eiler didn't accept gifts, Eiler makes the keychain an exception. The terminal service No. 1 staff receives 7 brand new retrieval missions, and Tsukasa and Ayla are assigned to retrieve a giftier named Masiya. They are also warned of the presence of criminals who assume the identities of terminal service employees to retrieve giftier and sell them on the black market. Tsukasa and Ayla head to Masiya's residence, where they learn she is raising her owner, Sutha Wakani, in the role of an older sister after his parents died. When Sutha arrives home from school, he acts hostile towards Tsukasa and Ayla, but is surprisingly willing to sign the agreement form to take Masiya away, citing that she is just a giftier and adding that giftiers cannot be trusted in telling the truth. Unable to acquire a signature as a result of Suta's attitude, Tsukasa confides in Michiru about the encounter, and she advises him to solve the problem by having Sutha believe he was truly loved by Masiya. As a result, Tsukasa, Ayla, and Masiya decide to bake a cake for his birthday on the following day, and are assisted by Michiru and Zack. Afterwards, Michiru tells Tsukasa that she tried all she could to keep her father, a giftier, from being retrieved, which resulted in him becoming a wanderer. A giftier that still retains its motor skills but loses its personality and memories, causing it to become instinctual and aggressive. Later, Sutha returns home and is surprised by the group upon spotting the birthday cake, which was modeled after one used for his birthday 3 years ago. He remembers his family and tearfully apologizes to Masiya. On the day before the retrieval, Sutha is visited by a shady man who claims to be Tsukasa and Ayla's replacement from the terminal service and asks for Masiya. While returning home with groceries, Masiya is suddenly ambushed by the man from the previous episode. Later, Tsukasa and Ayla are contacted by Sutha, who informs them about Masiya's disappearance, and they assume it is the work of a black market retriever. With only 24 hours left on Masiya's lifespan, Tsukasa resolves to retrieve Masiya and return her to Sutha, and the rest of Terminal Service Number 1 joins the search. The following day, the office narrows down the search to an area where a black market retrieval service is possibly located, although their efforts are hindered by a unit from R Security, a private security firm that was hired to assist in the investigation. Kazuki confronts the unit's supervisor, Shinonam, who gives her a map of the area under scrutiny. As the retrievers get ready to converge on the area, Tsukasa is equipped with and learns about a gun-like device designed to forcibly crash all of a giftier's functions when they turn into wanderers. He is then approached by Kazuki, who asks him if Ayla will be able to handle the situation, but is forced to drop the subject soon afterward. Michiru later tells Tsukasa about how Kazuki tried to retrieve her father when he became a wanderer, only for him to injure Kazuki and then be shot down by members of R Security. Soon afterward, the black market retriever is found unconscious and it is concluded that Masiya turned into a wanderer. Kazuki orders the rest of the retrievers to stop Masiya before she is destroyed by R Security. Tsukasa and Ayla find Masiya, only to realize Sutha had been following them. Masiya then injures Ayla and kidnaps Sutha. Despite Ayla's injuries, she and Tsukasa follow her to a rooftop, where Tsukasa nearly manages to convince Masiya to surrender. However, when Sutha speaks her name, Masiya snaps and begins strangling him, forcing Tsukasa to pull out his software destruction device and prepare to shoot Masiya. However, Ayla suddenly dashes towards Masiya, just as Tsukasa fires the device. The scene then cuts to the terminal service office during the next morning, where it is revealed that Ayla hasn't signed into the attendance log. 3 years ago, it is revealed that Ayla began blaming herself for not accompanying Kazuki when she retrieved Michiru's father, which wound up costing Kazuki her ankle. As a result, Kazuki retired from her position as Ayla's spotter. In the present day, it is revealed that Masiya was hit by Tsukasa's device, Alt-How. Ayla was able to block most of the blow without being hit herself. With Ayla now under maintenance for her injuries inflicted by Masaya, Tsukasa is reassigned to desk duty. After a visit from Tsukasa, Ayla notes that he is still remaining optimistic despite what happened and privately questions his feelings about the situation. Once most of her maintenance is done, Ayla returns to the office and Dee realizes that she has been paying attention to Tsukasa a lot more closely lately. She confides in Michiru and Iru about it, although they misinterpret her feelings as being motivated by love, and Iru decides to help Ayla stalk Tsukasa. However, after multiple attempts at observing him fail miserably, Ayla confesses to Michiru about her confusion on Tsukasa's unwavering optimism. Michiru then tells her that Tsukasa never forgot about the incident with Masaya, even neglecting his desk duties to go and apologize to Sutha for what happened, and assumes that he is smiling out of sadness. After finishing the last of her maintenance, Ayla returns to the dorm, only to find he isn't there. When night falls and Tsukasa has yet to return home, she goes to the office, where she finds Tsukasa learning that she has 1 hours left in her lifespan, which translates to a month. However, when given the chance to partner up with a new giftier, Tsukasa declares that he wants to remain partnered with Ayla, which makes her happy. One morning, Tsukasa decides to ask Ayla out on a date. While trying to find opportunities to do so, he finds that Ayla has been doing chores for him at their dormitory and the office. After asking her about it, he learns she is trying to be useful to him, much to his chagrin. When Tsukasa musters the courage to ask her out, Ayla accepts his request and decides to go to tea. He amusement park after discussing it with Michiru and Iru, later reasoning to Tsukasa that she felt guilty about running out on him during their previous time there. However, while reading Ayla's diary, Tsukasa realizes that she and Kazuki often went there when they were still partners. The next day, the two of them go there and sit at a bench, Ayla's favorite spot in the park, as she was able to observe the happiness and joy of so many people, which comforted her. After learning that Ayla has never tried any of the park attractions, Tsukasa takes her on a tour through the entire area, eventually ending at the Ferris wheel. As they sit inside, Ayla expresses her gratitude that she is riding it with Tsukasa. As he thinks about Ayla's happiness, Tsukasa faints after working too hard lately, ending the date. In the end, Tsukasa wakes up and Ayla apologizes for not telling him earlier that she has 1,000 hours remaining in her lifespan. Tsukasa promises that he will stay with Ayla until the end, no matter what. He then asks if she would be willing to go out with him again, to which she smiles and takes his hand. However, as he sleeps, she observes him with a doubtful expression.